Hey guys, Chris Davis here at the Moto Ranch Invitational. Alan dragged me out of the workshop for a change, so I'm here looking in and talking about motorcycles.
Today's the day, for the first time ever, we put an R18 next to the Birdcage. Almost 2 years ago, BMW sent us post-prototype test mule, which is a running, riding R18 BMW. We took the motor, gearbox, and rear drive out of it and left the rest of it together and turned it into this, which everyone knows at this point, I think, is the Birdcage.
This is the first time we've had these two bikes together, and I think it's really interesting to show the differences between the production bike and what we created.
We spent 6 months, but really just 7 weeks constructing this really from start to finish, using titanium and carbon fiber and a bunch of custom bits. But more importantly, I actually forgot just how much larger this bike was than the original. So I just wrote it over here, and we're filming the actual reaction to the difference. That thing looks tiny, which I didn't think was possible, to make the R18 look small, because it is not a small motorcycle. I've got quite a bit of seat time in one of those for a promotional video we did for BMW. And I do like the bike a lot. It's certainly a little more comfortable to ride than the Birdcage. It's an impressive motorcycle for the heft and the size of that thing. It rides really, really well. This thing weighs 420 pounds. That one weighs closer to 700. So you can imagine this one's easier to push around and do what you need to do. But because of the ergonomics of that bike, obviously, they're not even really comparable.
So comparing the two bikes side by side, the one thing that really sticks out to me is the angle of the bike. That was one of the key elements that Alan kept from the prototype bike that we had, which is now the production bike. And the frame line, the trellis frame line of the Birdcage is actually the same as the production bike. So it has that same overall silhouette as the production bike, but it's completely different. So looking at the production bike, it has a set of telescopic forks, which are very common on most production motorcycles today. We chose to use the BMW telelever front suspension on the Birdcage because it's just more interesting. It's not something you see, and it allowed us to use a super small front shock and spring and just really show off the unique nature of that front suspension design. Comparing the two engines, to me they look pretty similar. I think BMW did a great job with the styling. The valve covers, the front of the motor is completely covered. The engine just looks really clean, really well put together. And then on the Birdcage, we mimicked the same design. So we built a front cover and a top cover and just made the engine look like the BMW /2s and other historic BMWs. And then working our way back, the rest of the bike, very different. So the riding position of our bike is set up for a land speed bike. So we've got our foot pegs very far back. The handlebars are really far forward. It's just a really aggressive riding position. Where on the R18, this bike is made to ride many, many miles. I spent several hours riding one yesterday, and I was really surprised. It was really comfortable in traffic. It feels significantly lighter than it looks. I was really impressed. It doesn't have the same exhaust note as the Birdcage. But we can fix that.
I think BMW hit it out of the park with the bike, so that's the good news. The bad news is this isn't mine, so I don't get to take it home, and I'm still trying to figure out how to work everything on it electronically, because we've got like an on switch and an off switch in this thing, and that's pretty much it. Accidentally did a burnout a while ago on this bike. Accidentally drop it into second gear, give it all the gas, and dump the clutch while holding the front brake, and then smoke comes out of the back end of it. I don't even know what happens back there, but apparently I sprayed rubber all over the Indian booth. Sorry guys, call me.
And then to wrap up, what I really like about the R18 is the paint and body work. Just the traditional dual pinstripe, very classic BMW, and it looks like an old bike even though it's new, while the Birdcage just looks crazy.
Now's the time of video where most people ask for money or donations or whatever. I'm not gonna ask you for that. What I'm gonna say to you is, if you wanna see more videos and you wanna learn more of what we've learned, and you wanna see a deep dive into a lot of these topics, go to our website and buy something. We sell everything from motorcycle gear, helmets, motorcycle parts, specialized tools. We sell lots of things, and they've all taken us years to figure out what the best stuff is, and we figured it out. So go to revivalcycles.com. There's some really good stuff there. Everything from like kick-ass hand grips from Posh to Radiance LED lighting and everything in between. We want to teach you what we know, but this stuff takes time and it takes real effort to make these videos and make them good for you guys. So go support us by helping yourself to the cool stuff you already need. And it helps us because we make a little bit of profit and then we can justify doing more videos. Thanks for your support.